very pleasure to warmly welcome all of you to the International Student Conference.
Fostering innovation and entrepreneurship, driving sustainable growth in a dynamic global landscape. Held by the Faculty of Economic and Business Universitas Muria Kudus. Today, we gather virtually to share knowledge, exchange ideas, and explore innovation. We are truly privileged to have an incredible lineup of speakers and enthusiastic participants joining us from diverse fields and regions.
Before we begin, let me remind everyone of a few housekeeping notes. First, please keep your mute during the session to ensure a smooth experience for everyone. Second, don't forget to turn on your camera as a sign of attendance for this event. Third, feel free to use the chat box to post your question or comments. And the last, this session is being recorded, so if you encounter any technical difficulties, you can revisit later.
Allow me to extend our warmest greeting to our guests, the Dean of the Faculty of Economic and Business Universitas Muria Kudus, Dr. Kartati Sumekar SEMM, the Chairman of the Committee, Dr. Ahmad Muklisin SPD SMMM.
We are also privileged to have the speaker for this event. First, Dr. Marlon Rael Astillero from Thai Global Business Administration Technological College, Thailand. Second, Dr. Lukman Raimi from UBD School of Business and Economics, University Brunei Darussalam. Third, Adrian Susi Song from Sogi University, Malaysia. Fourth, Dr. Avinas Pawar from Dr. D.Y. Patel Institute of Management Studies, India. And the last, Dr. Gilang Puspitarini, SAMM from Universitas Muria Kudus, Indonesia.
And special greeting to all our invited guests, faculty members, and staff of Faculty of Economic and Business Universitas Muria Kudus.
And of course, a warm welcome to all the participants of this seminar. Your enthusiasm and engagement will undoubtedly contribute to the success of this conference.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Arif Batiar, and joining me as co-host today is Wahidatun Nailis Kada. Together, we will be your guides through the proceeding of today's event.
Here is the rundown for today's agenda. First, we begin with the national anthem, Indonesia Raya. Second, third, welcoming speech by Chairman of the Committee. Fourth, opening speech by the Dean of the Faculty of Economic and Business Universitas Muria Kudus. Fifth, first discussion session. Sixth, break time.
And after break, we will continue with second discussion session and continue with session. And last, finally, we will close with the closing ceremony and award presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, to begin today's event, let us express our national pride by singing the national anthem of Indonesia. We kindly ask all participants to stand if possible and sing together from your respective location. Moving on the next agenda, I would like to invite Mr. Ahmad Nianal Munajib Dilpura, SPD MBT, to lead us in a moment of prayer. Can we proceed to speak virtually, please, Mr. Nianal?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Fi hadhil fursah al-mubarakah ayya bina natu'inallah asa ayyaj'alana minas su'ada'il maqbulin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Hamdan yuhibbu wa yukafi mazidah. Ya Rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi li jalali wajhika wa 'azimi sultanik. Assalatu wassalamu bi adadi ma fi ilmillah alaika wa ala alika ya sayyidina ya Rasulullah. Agisna sari'an biizzatillah. Allahumma ya Allah, ij'al Universitas Muri Kudus jami'atan mubarakah tajri fiha ahkamka wa sunnatu rasuluk. Allahumma ij'al talamidina wa tilmidatina min ahli ilmi wal khair wa la taj'alna wa iyyahum min ahli syarri wad dair. Allahumma ya Allah, ij'alna wa iyyahum fi kanafika wa amanika wa jiwarika wa hifdika wa iyadika min kulli syaitanin marid wa jabbarin anid wa min syarri kulli dhi syarrin wa min syarri kulli dhi sihrin innaka ala kulli syai'in qadir. Allahumma aftah lana abwabal khair wa abwabal barakah wa abwabal sihah wa abwabal quwwah ya Allah ya rabbal alamin. Allahumma allimna ma jahilna wa dhakkirna ma nasina warzuqna ya dzal jalali wal ikram. Allahumma inna na'udzubika min ilmin la yanfa wa qalbin la yakhsha wa du'ain lam yusma wa amalin lam yurfa bi jahi sayyidil mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Nianal.
Our next agenda is welcoming speech by Chairman of the Committee, Dr. Mukhlisin SPD SMMM. Let's welcome Dr. Mukhlisin to share the welcoming speech with us. Dr. Mukhlisin, time is...
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
The Honorable Dean of the Faculty of Economic and Business, Universitas Mulia Kudus, Dr. Kertati Sumekar. The Honorable Vice Dean 1 of the Faculty of Economic and Business, Universitas Mulia Kudus, Dian Wismara Ain. The Honorable Vice Dean 2 of Faculty of Economic and Business, Universitas Mulia Kudus, Dr. Poni Harsandi. The Honorable Vice Dean 3 of the Faculty of Economic and Business, Universitas Mulia Kudus, Dr. Dwi Sugiyarto. I would like to express my respect to all lecturers of the Faculty of Economic and Business, Universitas Mulia Kudus, who have had the opportunity to attend and event this event, as well as to all participants. Good morning and welcome to the International Student Conference in INSEF, Faculty of Economic and Business, Universitas Mulia Kudus 2024, with the theme Fostering Innovation and Entrepreneurship, Driving Sustainable Growth in Dynamic Global Landscape. This conference aims to share knowledge between students from various countries regarding innovation and entrepreneurship at the global level. In this conference, we will listen to material presentation from keynote speakers who are competent in their field. Mr. Dr. Malon Rail Asti Rilio as this first keynote speaker from Thai Global Business Administration Technological College, Thailand. Mr. Adrian Su Chi Seong, as second speaker from Sikhi University, Malaysia. Mr. Dr. Lukman Raimi as chief keynote speaker from ZUPT School of Business and Economic, University Brunei Darussalam. Mr. Dr. Avinas Pawar as the fourth keynote speaker from TRKY Patil Institute of Management Studies, India. And Dr. Gilang Puspitarini as the fifth keynote speaker from the Faculty of Economic and Business, Universitas Muria Kudus. And after break, that there will be a presentation session from participants from various countries. I hope this conference will be successful, all of us. Before we start the conference, let us pray together that this conference will run smoothly and receive the blessing of Almighty God. Thank you. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for the speech.
Next, we will have the opening speech by the Dean of the Faculty of Economic and Business, Universitas Muria Kudus, Dr. Kartati Sumukar, SAMM. Let's welcome Dr. Kartati to share the welcoming speech with us. Dr. Kartati, time is yours.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. Thank you to each and every one of you for being here with us today. I was very pleased to be able to welcome those of you that are here participating in offline or on online conference. Today marks our first INSEF International Student Conference, and we are proud to be able to host it today here in this place with all of you. Before we get started, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all of you who generously help us make this event come together to become a successful event, especially lecturers, students, and also committee for such a short time able to make this conference happen for today. We also highly appreciate it to our keynote speakers for today, Dr. Lukman Raimi from School of Business and Economic, University Brunei Darussalam. Good morning, Dr. Lukman. I believe we met in UBD a few months ago, and also our highly appreciated to Dr. Marlon Rael Astillero from Thai Global Business Administration and Technology College, Thailand. Good morning, Dr. Marlon. And Dr. Adrian Su Chi Seong from Segi University. Good morning, Doctor. It is our first met, and beforehand, my team going to your university in Malaysia, and also from Dr. Avinas Pawar from Dr. D.Y. Patil Institute of Management Studies from India, and also our honorary keynote speaker from Universitas Muria Kudus, Dr. Gilang Puspitasari, SAMM. And most appreciation to all participants who join us for this conference online. The first International Student Conference is to provide a platform for the academics, also analyze, and especially for students to exchange ideas concept and innovative findings in the fields of economics, management, and also accounting. Organized by the Faculty of Economic and Business, Universitas Muria Kudus, this year theme will be fostering innovation and entrepreneurship to driving sustainable growth in a dynamical global landscape. This shows that the evolving landscape of business in the wake of global challenges very interesting and very wide to be explored in the field of conference and also for the research. Through INSEF, students and practitioners also from around the world will share this research result and establish an international relationship for future collaboration. And it is our hope that this conference we could discuss more about this matter, and also we hope we will have a fun, full of learning and sharing knowledge through this conference today. To cut it short, thank you, and have a nice day for all of you. Thank you and good morning. Have a nice conference. Okay, I give back to the MC.
Thank you, Dr. Kartati, for this piece.
Move to our next agenda is a discussion session that will be expertly guided by our lovely moderator, Ms. Rizka Fatinisa, SAMSG. Before we dive into the discussion, let me share a brief overview of Ms. Rizka's impressive background.
Introducing our moderator, Ms. Rizka Fathinisa, SAMSC. She's a lecturer of Management Study at Faculty of Economic and Business, Universitas Muria Kudus. Ms. Rizka holds a master's degree in Human Resource Management from Universitas Gadjah Mada.
She has competence on Islamic banking and human research management, proven by her research which focusing on finance and employee behavior in a company really show ability and mastery of understanding on her field.
Ms. Rizka has teaching experience on microeconomics, business mathematics, and management, which is a match with his field, and she joined ISEI to get and share more experience in her field as a lecturer at Universitas Muria Kudus. Ms. Rizka, may I invite you to take the virtual floor to lead the discussion. Let us give her a warm round of virtual applause in appreciation.
Swap itu. Woi. Semua swap itu. Wes. Kambing. Woi. Nyawaku sekarang. Malah kena tembak. Ay, nyawaku sekarang.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for having me as a moderator. Good morning, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable, our invited guests, our speakers, and distinguished participants, welcome to the first International Student Conference INSEF. Yeah. My name is Rizka Fathinisa, and I will be the moderator on this conference session. Yeah, so for the first INSEF, we carry out the theme about fostering innovation and entrepreneurship, driving sustainable growth in a dynamic global landscape. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, in today's world, the challenges we face are complex and multifaceted. From economic fluctuation to environmental crisis, the need for innovative solution has never been more pressing. As we navigate this dynamic landscape, entrepreneurship emerges as a vital force for change, such as creating jobs, driving economic development, and fostering resilience. Through this conference, we will engage with thought leaders and experts who will share their insight and how innovation can be leveraged to address these challenges. The speakers will share their knowledge and insight regarding our theme. Then, without further ado, let me welcome our speakers to join us. Give virtual applause to Dr. Dr. Lukman Raimi and Mr. Adrian Sucisong. Okay. Good morning, Dr. Marlon. Are you already with us now?
Yes, good morning. I am here live from Bangkok, Thailand.
Okay.
Thank you, Doctor.
How are you, Doctor? And then good morning to Mr.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Adrian. Thank you for joining.
Okay. Welcome and thank you for joining us. It's an honor to have you with us now. We look forward to your great presentation. We hope we can meet in person in another occasion, right? Okay. And for your information, for the speakers, our audience consists of lecturers, researchers, and students, so we have a quiet, various background. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we will listen to the presentation from our speakers for about 2 hours and 45 minutes. Speakers will be given 40 minutes is to presentation their topic. And then after its speakers, we will have a discussion session for 15 minutes. Okay. And introduce the first speaker, Dr. Marlon Rael Astillero. Let me read his profile first. Okay. Yeah. Dr. Marlon Rael Astillero got his bachelor in business administration from University of San Carlos, Cebu City, Philippines in 1998. And he obtained a master's degree in business administration from Southwestern University, Cebu City, Philippines in 2009. And in 2014, he obtained doctor in management with concentration in human resource management from University of San Jose Recoletos, Cebu City, Philippines. And now he's still ongoing for Doctor of Philosophy in Cebu Technology University. Currently, he's working as Executive Director, Academics, International Student Service, and lecturer in Thai Global Business Administration Technological College, Thailand. He's dedicated a learner centered academic professional with more than 10 years of combined classroom experience as a lecturer and equipped with over 10 years of industry-based work experience will be beneficial in bridging theories and actual practice during class discussion. Okay, because of our limited time, we are sorry we cannot read everything in Dr. Marlon CV. And without further ado, please welcome Dr. Marlon Rael Astillero. Are you ready, Dr. Marlon?
Yes, I'm very ready and very excited to be here. Thank you very much.
Okay.
For my PowerPoint. it's very nice to see again Dr. Kertati. Madam, good morning.
Thank you, Doctor. Very nice to meet you here,
Very,
even
very
though
happy,
online.
very happy to see you here online. Please hold on for my presentation.
Okay, Dr. Marlon, time is yours.
Okay, this is the problem with technology. I sent my presentation to can you please just share my presentation?
Untuk panitia tolong di share aja presentasinya. Sebagai backup.
Yeah, okay. Please waiting. We will share your presentation, Dr. Marlon.
You. Share it. No need. You. Okay, good morning. Selamat siang.
Selamat siang.
Selamat pagi. Good morning, Sawadee Krap from Thailand. Thank you very much for inviting me here. Fakultas Ekonomi dan Business Universitas Muria Kudus for this wonderful opportunity of inviting me today for the first International Student Conference. I actually had the privilege of meeting Her Excellency, the Dean of the Faculty, Dr. Kertati, when we both attended the FEBC event in Cheribon, and I'm very happy to see her online today. I wish I'm there now in the university to join all of you. It's a very exciting chance. So my name again is Marlon. Today I will leave the scholarly discussions to the other distinguished speakers. I will share more of the practical and insights and suggestions based on the theme that we have this morning. Innovation actually made this gathering possible, so we are near and yet so far. So every new technology that is introduced brings about profound change individually and collectively as a society. Can you please go to slide number 3? Yes, that one. Industrial revolutions. So we're very familiar with this. If we are in management and we usually discuss the different phases of industrial revolutions of the past. These were triggered by innovation introduced by innovative entrepreneurs. So you can just try to imagine the world without all these innovations. We could be probably still in the dark ages. Try to imagine what would it be if we only have ordinary businessmen and we don't have innovative entrepreneurs. Next, please. Next page, please. Industrial revolutions, actually some experts said that we are in Industry 4.0, but others also claim that we are now in Industry 5.0, where humans and machines not only coexist, but we are interdependence. It's just really a matter of accepting or recognizing who is running whom. Are we being run by the machine or are we running the machines? Next, please. It was not really very long time ago, around 144 years, when Edison patented the incandescent lamp, and like 140 years since Fritz discovered selenium cells, which became one of the basis of making solar panels. And now we are almost talking about using renewable energy to help the environment. Next, please.
Iki apa gak demek.
As far as innovation is concerned, this is something that we experience every single day. The way we transmit our messages has dramatically changed from the ancient rotary phones and telegrams to real-time video calls to our friends, colleagues, and loved ones. You have to love it or hate it, that we know how Facebook has changed or has altered the way we live, along with other social media applications. And thanks to these entrepreneurs, Mark Zuckerberg, thanks or no thanks to these innovative entrepreneurs for this innovation. Next, please. And of course, who doesn't know Elon Musk? Unless you live under a rock, we know how Elon revolutionized things from space travel to the car that you are probably driving now. They are not only electric, but they can also be driverless. Next, please. But innovations does not happen only in manufacturing setting. Even in the academe, innovations also happen. Sometimes we think innovations only results in new products, but innovations can also be in terms of process. A new or improved method for producing or delivering something, which could probably be just a simple changing of techniques. So these are some examples of educators who are also innovators. Next, please. But just how innovative are we? As everything nowadays is ranked, and we ourselves in the academe is obsessed with ranking. In the scheme of things, where are we in the ranking? Of the ASEAN countries, only Singapore registers in the top 10. So how about us? What is there to sustain if we are not into innovation ourselves? Next, please. Yeah, thank you. So based on this ranking, I will leave it up to you to decide whether our placements are good enough or we have to strive harder. If innovation is the means to an end, then we probably have to rethink the way we do things and realign our priorities. Next, please. As I said, I will leave the more scholarly things to the other esteemed speakers. We will dive into the practical drivers of sustainable growth. At least the following are my take on what I believe are the drivers of sustainable growth and innovation. Let's go to the next, please. First on my list is, for us to be able to attain sustainable growth, I think we also have to make some changes in the way we make use of things that we possess by adapting the so-called circular economy principles. Instead of throwing away your iPhone 15 Pro Max because you want the latest iPhone 16 Pro Max, why not use it until it is not usable anymore? Why not explore the concept of adaptive reuse to things that can be applied to? So if you are going to adopt circular economy principles, we have to move away from the take, make, and dispose model. Instead, we are going to reuse, recycle, repurpose the things that we have until it can no longer be useful. Next, please. Then we move into leveraging technological advancement. For most of us, we have iPhone 16 and iPhone 15 Pro Max. But if you look at the scheme of things, how you use your mobile phones, it is underutilized. You only use it to send messages, to call your friends, maybe to check social media, and sometimes you probably go online using Google. No? So we are actually buying a lot of technologies, but we are not familiar on how to use it. So it's crazy because even here in Thailand, there are still schools that uses paper and pencil to record daily time recording. So we are not using technology. Technology is there, but we are not using technology. So we are using. We are having our own smartphones, but the problem is sometimes the phone is smarter than the owner. That's the crazy thing there. So only the phone is smart, but the owner is a little bit, old school. So let's go to the next, please. The next in my list is the development of human capital. We have to develop our people to become 21st century people. Okay? Some of us in the academe, if we have been teaching for 15 years, 10 years, and we believe we really have the best teaching methodology in the world. And sometimes we said, if it's not broke, why? No need to fix. So the problem is, 21st century problem requires 21st century solutions. So, and we need to have 21st century mindset. Okay, so we're talking about bringing the people to that now, because some of us are still back in the 19th century, 20th century, and some of us have not really been even moved to forward. So that is what we are sometimes doing in the academe. Just because you're teaching for 2 decades and your teaching methodologies work doesn't mean it's still applicable. With the advent of technology, it was highlighted during COVID-19 when we went online, and then all of us like, how should I use Zoom? Okay, and now we still resist online classes because we've been so used to the usual in-person class. And if we are going online classes, we still use the methodologies that is fit for face-to-face classes. Next, please. Another thing here is, next slide, please. Another thing here is promoting collaboration and networking. For me, competition is for the weak. What we need now is to collaborate and network, just like what we are doing now, gathering the best people from different countries, from different universities. We share ideas, we collaborate, we network. So it's about time that we need to keep our enemies close in the same manner that we keep our friends close to us. So cross-industry collaboration. We in the academe sometimes we lack the necessary collaboration with the industry. So we came up with graduates that does not fit in the requirements with the requirements of the industry. So it's about time that if we design curriculum, we need to consult the people in the industry if this is the one that is going to be needed in the 21st century workplace. Next, please. Another one is infrastructure development. So one of the problems here is we want to go into automation, but schools do not want to invest in buying technology and acquiring new technologies. So how can we visibly transfer the knowledge if we do not also come up with the right infrastructure? We cannot preach innovation in school if we have to transform, but we cannot just preach the innovation in school. We have to transform the school into an innovation hub. Otherwise, we cannot just tell them, oh, you just watch YouTube in order to learn something new. Next, please. Another thing is we need to walk the talk. whether in school or in workplace, there should be clear-cut policies and regulations that support, encourage, and nurture innovation and sustainable endeavors. So government, we have to work closely with the government. Sometimes the people in the government are also, they are not really techie people. They are more into politicians. They only think about themselves on the next election. So I think it's about time that we in the school, we in the academe uh, um, should have good partnership with the government agency that will help us do all these things. Next, please. Then last but certainly not the least in my list of drivers of sustainable growth is innovation. You can see in my presentation, our curriculum is designed for accreditation. When we design our curriculum, we always think, oh, will it pass accreditation, local accreditation, international accreditation? So everything there is, well, based on document. So I think it's about time that we have to bring our teaching style to suit the 21st century learning environment. We have to stop giving true or false multiple choice type of examination simply because it's easier for us to check later on. We have to make use of our own research outputs. The problem with research sometimes is it became like for compliance purposes. We don't even use our own research output in our own classroom. So these are some of the things which I hope to see in a modern classroom, more in inquiry-based learning, exposure to experts inside. So regularly we have this kind of activity, which I would like, by the way, to congratulate the Faculty of Economic and Business for this, because this is a very good opportunity for students to listen to people from other countries, with questionable expertise, and it gives them to think. It gives them the opportunity to listen to new ideas. So in our classroom, develop critical thinking skills. This is a very sad reality, because, as you see, I'm in Thailand, but I am from the Philippines originally. And one of the researches conducted by a government agency in the Philippines, one of the results, one of the findings there, it was very sad because Filipino students have not been able to develop the critical thinking skills. With the advent of technology now, that everything can be used, students use ChatGPT, AI-based something. No more critical thinking there. Just go online and then that's it. The answer to the question is there. So that's why, as I said, the challenge now is to become smarter than your phone. Otherwise, without your phone, you're basically nothing. So then we have to swallow our pride in the academy. We have to provide practitioners from the industry, because let's face it, if we've been teaching 10 years, we are probably detached already of what is happening in the real business and industry. Another one is we try to develop a mindset of entrepreneurship. Most of us develop our students to become like, okay, do good in school, get yourself a good job, and then earn the money. So I think for that we try to do away with that kind of mindset, and we try to create a more supportive entrepreneurial ecosystem. Next, please. Another one is some people they have good ideas, and some people they imagine like it's a crazy idea. But remember, the things that we have now started from crazy ideas, and some ideas are rejected. But the kids, the students who are here, rejection is not fatal. Rejection is not final. So you can see a lot of success stories from companies who have been rejected before. People have been laughing at what crazy idea is that. So everybody is familiar with J.K. Rowling, the Harry Potter author. 12 publishers rejected Harry Potter, and then look what happened. Kodak rejected developing digital camera because the bulk of their income came from film. Then where is Kodak now? The young generation may not even recognize Kodak. Oh, is there such a thing as Kodak? Nokia, for example. So there is one saying that says that it is not the best nor the brightest nor the strongest that will survive, but those who are adaptable to change and innovate, even as we have to change and innovate as well. Next, please. So what now, kids? So what will happen to us now? So these are as I close my presentation, next slide please. As I close my presentation, these are the things which I would like to share to you. Next slide, please. These are the things that I would like to share to you. This is really more of a practical take on today's conference as I close this presentation. So, right mindset is very important in driving sustainable and fostering sustainability and innovation. Okay, always the right mindset. Next, we need to create the not yet, please. Go back, please. Next is creating the right environment. So, what is your definition of right environment? For me, it's here. It's leadership and vision, organizational culture, resources and infrastructure, policies and incentives, education and training, and other favorable factors that will help you in fostering sustainability and innovation. The next thing is working with the right people. People with the same perspective, people with expertise and skills, people who are committed and motivated is also fundamental in driving sustainability and innovation. So choose your friends. Be with people who will help you become the best version of yourself. Be in the right environment and always develop the right mindset. Next, please. So, lastly, good intention is useless unless it is expressed in appropriate action. So, intention without action is useless. So, next, please. So, thank you very much for your indulgence. Terima kasih banyak. I would like to sincerely apologize because I cannot stay longer after my presentation because I have another meeting. We have visitors from a university in Manchester in UK today. And in as much as I want to linger and listen to the other presenters, I'm very sorry to our dear Dean, Dr. Kirtati. My sincere apologies, Madam, for this. I look forward to seeing you again in either here in Thailand or in Indonesia. So again, thank you for your time. Thank you for your indulgence and listening. Thank you very much and good morning.
Thank you, Dr. Marlon. Maybe next time we will see each other again in the next program, maybe with your university. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Love from Thailand.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Dr. Marlon. It's such a great presentation, and it's so interesting. So now we will move to the discussion session. So I will invite to audience to ask the questions. If you have a question, please your raise hand, and then you will invite to open the speaker and tell your question. Or you can type your question in the chat box. So Does anyone have any question? Okay. Does anyone have a question? You can raise your hand.
I will answer the question by email because I need to go to the now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay,
Thank
Dr.
you very
Marlon.
Bye bye
Thank
everyone.
you for joining us. It's so interesting presentation and so great knowledge to share with to us. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Because of Dr. Marlon have to leave this Zoom. So now we will move to the second speaker, Dr. Lukman Remy. Let me read his profile first. Well, Dr. Lukman Remy